All right, so we just talked about D Ford. He's on the way out, although he apparently feels great. He always feels great this time of year. Drake Jackson's the replacement. This was my first time really watching Drake Jackson work. He was there for all of 11 on 11s. The Niners did a lot of 11 on 11s today. Not a lot, but the most they've done all offseason. And he was out there playing left defensive end on the second team, going against a guy named Sam Schluter, I believe his name is. I'd never heard of him. Sam Schluter. SCHLUETER, I think. Okay? Nothing against this guy. Nothing against him. He's made it this far. I don't think he's going to make the team. Maybe practice squad guy. Maybe. I'm expecting Drake Jackson to beat him once. Because you know what? D Ford would. I know D Ford can't make it through a full season, but D Ford in practice in the offseason, I mean, he routinely would whoop Mike McGlinchey. He just destroy Mike McGlinchey. Not to mention Tom Compton. I have a feeling he would do the same to Sam. It's that first step, the dip. The problem with D Ford is the contact of the game. I don't think his neck can really withstand it anymore. But in practice, we know contest. Drake Jackson couldn't beat him. And it was like he'd try to go around him on the edge and get tied up or get pushed around the quarterback. So I'm not saying that Drake Jackson's not going to be a great player. Maybe he'll end up getting 10 sacks a year. I just didn't see a dominant player right now. And what I did see is a guy who's bigger than he needs to be. He's replacing D Ford, right? D Ford weighs like 250. Drake Jackson's big. He's got that 90. Maybe it's his number. He's number 95. He got it from Catavia Street. He almost looks like a defensive tackle. He looks at least 270. And I don't know why he needs to be that big. Because at 270, he couldn't beat Sam Schluter around the edge. So, he couldn't do it. So maybe he should drop weight. I mean, I know his weight was fluctuating a lot at USC. He was at 270. He was down to 250. He was playing outside linebacker. I thought the whole idea of drafting a guy like him was that he's kind of built like an outside linebacker, but you can put him at wide 9. He can line up way out on the edge, and he can close that distance very quickly. I didn't see a guy with a quick first step out today. Maybe at 255, he has it. I just saw a guy getting tied up by Sam Schluter. So, again, I think he was built as a project. I know his weight's fluctuated. He may be just freaking amazing next year. But right now, he looks like a guy who needs to drop some weight, I think, for starters. Right now, he looks like a guy who just got out of college. He looks like a typical rookie. But again, I saw Nick Bosa as a rookie. I saw Alden Smith as a rookie. This guy isn't that. He's a project. He's not going to just step in and dominate starting offensive tackles right away when he was losing to Sam Schluter every time today. Just one practice, but no pads. That's even more difficult for offensive linemen. There's nothing to hold. You can't hold when there's no pads. So I was a little underwhelmed in my first impression of Drake Jackson, but it's early. Again, I haven't even seen him do the one-on-ones. The one-on-ones start when they put on pads in August. I'm looking forward to that. When do we get a house tour? I don't think that's wise. It'd be fun to do MTV Crib style house tour, but there's so many people who don't like me that I don't think I need to be putting myself out there like to that extent. That's what the last couple of weeks really let me know. Like, there's a lot of people out here that don't like me. I don't know. I was walking through the parking lot of Safeway last couple weeks ago, and True Sav Comedy saw me. You guys might know who he is. I've seen him before. I just heard his voice. And he's like, "Hey, Grant," and I was like, "Oh!" I was out, man. I was like, "Someone's mad at me. Someone's gonna smack me." And he's like, "Oh, not today, huh?" And I look back and I was like, "Oh man, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry." But I'm like, I'm really considering walking around the streets of Oakland wearing the Humpty. The Humpty Hump, the Groucho Marx disguise, because, man, most hated person in Oakland right now. No house tour.